I think we keep learning in one track of life. We keep living our life completely in a different track, and sometimes there is a gap between the two. The only way to bridge the gap between what you know and how you live your life
Happy morning, Mahatria. What is the best way to start a day and end a day? Is there a specific routine that we can follow?
First, we need to correct something. Each one of us have our own peak hours. I know of people who can study very well late into the night. I also used to go and sit with them in group studies. But late hours were not my peak hours. Just because there was somebody else who felt that studying late hours was right for them, going and sitting with them. But those were not my peak hours. I've always found it, I'm an early morning person. I've always found that I can do the best of the activities early morning. That doesn't mean all of you in the world have to wake up at 5 a.m. Only then you can achieve, because some people are not morning people. See, we are a biological phenomena. We are not a commodity or a machine that can be programmed to something else. Each one of us, don't commoditize humanity, individualize humanity. Each one of us have to find out what are our peak hours. So first and foremost thing I'll tell you is that research reveals that every human being has 2 slots of peak hours in their life, which is what should be their Brahma Muhurt, Brahma, creative, Muhurt, time. That should be a most creative time, whatever it is. So first identify what are your peak hours and commit yourself to ensure that the most growth-oriented activities, whether it's in your spiritual life or it's in developing talent or artistic expression or your spiritual practices, health-related, professional activities, give it to your most creative hours. This is my first thing. However, I would always say there must be a structure to your life. This is what I want to do in my morning. Assuming my morning is my peak hours, I would probably engage in a lot of growth-oriented activities in the morning hours. Let us say I'm not a morning person. From the time I wake up, at least for another 2 hours, I feel sluggish. I wouldn't mind you surfing the social media during that time. Because you don't have to be at your intellectual best to do that. Might as well do it. But 2 hours from the time you wake up or after your first coffee, that is when you feel upbeat about yourself. That is the time that you need to commit yourself into the best of your activity. There must be a structure to the day. End of the day, I think irrespective of your peak hours, I would always ask everybody to practice introspection. I think we keep learning in one track of life. We keep living our life completely in a different track, and sometimes there is a gap between the two. The only way to bridge the gap between what you know and how you live your life is by end of every day practicing introspection for a few minutes and asking yourself, in the context of all the knowledge that I have and all the maturity I have, how did I live my day? You're not asking somebody else to judge your day. You're self-judging your own day and asking yourself, how did I live my day? What are the things I got right today? Self-appreciate yourself. What are the things I did not get right today? I could have done it better. Self-criticize yourself. And somehow with these two navigators, self-appreciation and self-criticism, by introspecting at the end of every day, you will ensure that every today of yours is better than your yesterday. And every tomorrow will be as an evolving consciousness better than your today. And that is how you accelerate your entire growth. So I have one thing I feel every human being should do: end your day with introspection. But the beginning of the day, I will not commoditize you. I think your beginning of the day is when your peak hours begin. And that must be committed to your growth activity. That's what I would say. Thank you.